Welcome back to the Flip Talk podcast. It's your boy KUDOS, and we have our guest today, Christina Rose. She's a very talented entrepreneur like myself, and I'm excited to have conversations with her today so that she could explain everything she has going on and everything she's been through her life. I feel like she can be really relatable and, just gonna be a great story. So how you doing?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. How you like the setup? We got the C4, the 47 style hats.
No, I'm feeling it. It's cool.
It's a work in progress, but once we get everything settled down, hopefully down the line I'll have my nice little setup, nice little studio.
It's cool. It's definitely comfortable, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but this will do for
definitely
now.
Definitely a vibe, yeah.
I'm excited because the last couple of weeks I haven't really dropped a podcast just because right now I'm at a point where I'm trying to do quality over quantity, and I'm just trying to really bring people on that have a positive message, that are actually doing something out of the norm.
Okay.
So
that's important. That's very important.
Yeah, and I've been trying to bring you on for a minute.
Yes, we've been talking about this for a minute.
Exactly, and I feel like right now is the perfect time too, because you have a lot of cool things going on. So this is the first time you come on the podcast, so my audience, they don't really know who you are. So let's give them a little bit about your background and everything like that. So let them know who Christina Rose is and, where you came from. So let's start right there.
So I'm Christina Rose. I do music. I also run a food business. Well, it's really an edible food business. It's weed infused. But what makes us a little bit more different is it's more towards on the end of actual food, like. So we'll do rice and beans, we'll do potato salad, chicharrón de pollo.
Oh, wow.
We even take it till we even do rasta pasta, you know what I'm saying? So we got flavors.
So, you're from the Bronx. So tell me a little bit about your childhood, just overall.
Okay, so I grew up in the Bronx. I'm from Uptown, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Uptown. It's kind of different, you know what I'm saying? My parents are from the Philippines, so, they're very traditional. And then after a while, when I started getting a little older, towards almost the end of my middle school, going into high school, I ended up staying with my childhood best friend, you know what I mean? And if you know me, which you do, I like to, I don't know, I consider myself a little bit more Dominican than you would think I would be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even from talking to the music to the dancing, I feel like it's a part of me, you know what I'm saying? But I grew up loving music. I always loved food, you know what I mean? Always loved networking, always loved being out there. And yeah.
Okay. So before we go into how you're involved in music, what influence do you have growing up that in a way influenced you to music? What was your first exposure to music?
So I started playing the piano actually in kindergarten.
Really?
Yeah. I had a couple of family friends that used to play piano and stuff like that, and it used to fascinate me. My favorite song when I was younger was actually the Fairly song. So that was pretty cool to me to see them being able to play and also hearing the song as well and seeing it in front of you know what I mean? So that fascinated me, and then I ended up going to piano class right there on Bainbridge at 207 with an older lady that she was actually known as a pianist on Steinway. I believe they have her name up there or whatever. But she was my teacher. I started in kindergarten, and then towards I want to say middle school, I started doing, because I always been in Catholic school till mid high school. But I was doing choir and reading at church and stuff like that. So I was really into singing already by that time and playing the piano as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So were you good at it from the jump? Because for example, let's say somebody's playing sports, music, whatever the case is when you first try it, you're either really good at it or you're bad at it.
Yeah.
So how was that experience for you? Did you jump right into it and you're oh, I'm really good at it?
So at first, I feel like I picked up easily on it because when I was young, too, that was something I really wanted to do. But at that time, it wasn't really my main focus because my dad is a tennis coach. So at that time, he was kind of training me to that's where he seen me at. You know what I mean? He wanted me to be in the U.S. Open and the, you know what I'm saying, Wimbledon and stuff like that. And at that time, that was more my focus. And, you know, playing the piano and stuff like that was more of a hobby. But I felt like that was something that I chose to do. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's not always about being good at it. Sometimes it's just about having that passion for it. So, you know, it's working towards something and enjoying what you're working towards, right?
Exactly.
So you know, like, you're a singer. You know, I've heard you sing. I've heard your music. And you know, you have a really good voice. That's like that quality that stands out and makes you the artist, right?
Thank you.
So when did you first start singing? Because you started with piano.
Yes.
So like, where do you go from an instrument into like actual vocals, or whether you notice you actually sing?
So you know, back to my culture. I feel like, you know, in the Philippines, like, you know, people like they like to watch sports and stuff like that. In the Philippines, I feel like the thing to do when we're having a family get together or people are getting drunk is they always end up doing karaoke.
Okay.
For some weird way.
Traditional.
It always, like whatever household you're in, it always ends up either being karaoke or, you know what I'm saying? So, well, at least in my family, you know what I mean? So, singing was always my thing. Like, my parents always had like the karaoke machine, you know, like, and we used to sing. That's how I knew like a lot of old school songs, like Hotel California and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was from that, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you grew up, you know, singing in these karaoke's, the family events and stuff, and you were standing out. You were the one with the better vocals.
Yes.
So it's like, yo, let's get Christina on there. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's valid.
And I also I loved like performing.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? I loved being out there. I loved I love the anticipation, the adrenaline that you get right before you about to go on stage. You see a whole crowd of people and they're just looking at you and they're cheering you on and stuff like that. Like, I even took it where when I was in high school, I would do play, you know what I mean? So I would do dancing and singing at the same time. And at that time, I was going to Carter Spelman. So they took it pretty serious, their plays, for real. So
yeah. So, you know, performing is something you do. I always see on Instagram, you're always performing in front of a crowd. You know, it seems like it's a place being rented out for upcoming artists to come and perform, right?
Yeah. Or
you're performing new singles or whatever the case is, right? So tell me how that's been going for you as far as music. Are you getting exposure?
So right now, music, yes, I have been getting exposure. It's been pretty cool. Honestly, when I was so I'm 23 now, but when I was around like 18, 19, I felt like I was in the music scene too, but I felt like, you know, I was young at that time, so I wasn't really like understanding what was going on and stuff like that. I didn't really understand the business and like how everything like worked and stuff. So I felt like when I was younger, I was just like, I was around, but I was like more on some, yo, I want to party, like I'm outside, we in the club, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, that was my thing. But now I feel like I'm older, like I understand now, you know what I mean? I get why certain things are the way they are and stuff like that. So like I want to do, like I want to take my music seriously. Yeah. And honestly, right now I haven't dropped anything. Okay. Not yet, but I'm not gonna lie, I want to say by February, my song definitely will be all out in all platforms. And the music video for sure, the music video I want to say around March. March, yeah. That's fair. Yeah. Okay. It's done though. Yeah. It's definitely done. Yeah. Shout out to Miami, man. We's outside.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like with dropping songs and stuff like that, you gotta take your time with it, because sometimes like you feel eager to drop it because it's done and ready to go, but I feel like you gotta be strategic with music because I can relate in the sense of like, at least on YouTube, I feel like there has to be a level of talent. Yeah. There has to be a level of creativity, but then you also need a little bit of luck. You know, like it's dropping that song in your case at the right moment in time where it's gonna get the right exposure. Because if you drop, it could be one of the best songs out, right? But if you don't get the right exposure for it, it's not gonna get the reaction that it deserves.
No, it's true.
So you know, I'm definitely on your side as far as like taking your time when you're gonna drop it, doing it right,
Yeah.
and you know, giving it your all. Because at the end of the day, anything in regards to entertainment or content creating, you have to give it your all. Unfortunately, a lot of people do have luck where they just make that one song and they take off, right?
Yeah.
But not everybody gets to see that. So.
Yeah, and I feel like as in music, that's not really what I want to do either, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's cool to do like a one-hit wonder or whatever, but like my idols as in growing up and like when it came to music and stuff was like more like Adele, more like, you know, Alicia Keys and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I want to go down that vibe, you know what I mean, where it's like I feel like their music is timeless, you know what I mean? It's timeless.
Yeah.
It's not something right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something that maybe my kids or you know what I mean, they're gonna know their music, you know what I'm saying? And I admire that. I feel like that's part of the art in the song, in the music that you make, you know what I mean? Is how you can connect and create for other people, or how does that song bring an experience, or how does that person think, or what do they think about when they hear that song?
So it's cool to hear like what your inspirations are, because at the end of the day, you know, like I'm definitely gonna link some of your songs. I don't know if you have them up on YouTube or
not yet.
But maybe I'll post like an Instagram link and then they can go to your page and see whatever music you have out.
Definitely.
You will say most of your content is on Instagram, right?
So like if I'm doing like, because usually we do catering events or like coming out on shows and stuff like that, I do post it on my Instagram. I do post the flyers and the stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I'm very like reachable through there too. That's more on the platform.
Gotcha.
Would be on.
So do you have like two separate pages for music and your food business?
Yeah. So my Instagram is ambitious_Christina.
Okay.
But the food page is spiked with a Y, so SPYKED _meals.
Okay.
So spiked meals,
Gotcha. We'll go into the food in a second. I just want to wrap up the music because you know, I don't want to take away from it, because I feel like it's great that you're going for two different things, two different lanes, and you know, as long as you're able to handle that, I support it all the way.
Yes,
but you know, I don't want to take away from your music. I definitely want to link something down below in the description. I'm gonna put everything that I possibly can for you. So I'll put both pages for the Instagram. You know, I'll just so that they can go look for whichever they prefer, or you know. I do want everybody that's watching this to please go out and show support. Like, follow her pages, both pages, and you know, look out for her music, because you know, I have her music and she is pretty talented. I will give you that for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's go a little bit into, before we go into the food business. I kind of want to go over the last couple of years of your life.
Okay.
I know there's a couple things, like personally, that I know you like struggle with, and you know, you overcame, and in a way I'll say, you know, you got lucky.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay. Last summer I ended up so I moved actually out of New York, and I went to Florida, but it was like so secret, like I didn't tell nobody. And I was building my life out there, you know what I mean? It was cool, but I had to come back because I was on leave from work. When I came back, it was around the time that they were mandating vaccines still to go back to work. So for me to go back, even though I was planning to just go for 2 weeks, I had to have the vaccine from the first day I walked in. So I'm like, damn. So I took the vaccine, I want to say May 16.
Okay.
And whatever, I smoke. So I smoke weed. So I don't think it was the weed though. It was definitely not the weed. Like I think I smoked before that. I never had that issue. But after I took the vaccine, I was like complaining about like having chest pains and breathing and stuff like that. And then one day, like, it was just so random, because the night before I was hanging out at my friend's house and we was just smoking, eating, like chilling, just talking shit, like regular, you know, girls time, you know. So the next day I went home and I wake up and I'm just throwing up crazy, like for 2 days straight. But like, it wasn't like food, it was just straight, like, you know, like crazy.
It pretty much like seemed out of the ordinary, right?
So but and then towards the second day, it just started feeling like the more I would, it was like the more I would like lose energy, you know what I mean? Like I stand up. It was June, like, and I'm outside with a fur jacket. It was crazy. And the first day I ended up going to urgent care. And they thought it was like a stomach virus. So I also thought it was a stomach virus, you know what I mean? And I try to like sleep it off. I try to like just be like, yo, it's whatever, you know? And then the second day when it started happening, I was like, yo, this is not stopping. Like, this is weird. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just go to emergency room. Like, you know, so I went, I was there for a couple of hours actually. And it's crazy because at that time, like, that time is actually really hazy to me. But now it makes sense. Like, at that time, I didn't really understand. But it was because my heart started failing. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
At that time. And they said if I would have waited another hour, it would have been over, you know? Wow. So I'm thankful, you know what I mean, to everybody who was there and all the nurses and that staff that made everything happen. Because that was a crazy, crazy time. I ended up going into an induced coma and stuff like that. So that was crazy. Like, my heart, I ended up basically having heart failure.
Yeah.
And they tested me for over 300 different viruses, and everything came out negative.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, they don't want to say it and they don't want to clear it, but it can possibly be from the vaccine. You know what I mean? Right. So, yeah, that was definitely something. It was definitely a crazy experience I had went through in life, you know?
Yeah.
At that time, you know, when you go through something like that, it makes you feel like you want to just give up. No funny. Like, you get, like, and then on top of going through all of that, you had to go through a pacemaker and having to learn how to walk again. And yeah, it was difficult. But I'm glad, you know, like, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's what they say.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's a fact.
It's like a second chance at life.
Literally. No, literally. Like, it's an understatement.
So like, you were in a coma for like multiple days?
I was in a coma for more than 2 weeks, actually.
More than 2 weeks, wow.
Yeah, and it's crazy because my heart stopped working, so I had to go under something called ECMO. And with that, like, when they was gonna pull the plugs, they were gonna put me on a list for transplant. And the night before that they were gonna put me on that list, in the morning time, my heart started beating. Like, it was like they say it's a miracle, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
And yeah, I'm very thankful for that.
Nah, for sure. Yeah, it's like, it's something that it's one of the things like that is scary because you clearly had no control about it. You know, it's something like you go to the hospital and suddenly you're like, hey, your heart's failing, and it's one of those things like where you never had that before, so it's not like something that you knew about. And then on top of that, you're just kind of like, okay, so what do I do from here, right? So you know, it's very understandable. It's something very difficult you went through. And so how was this transition to like you like getting out of the coma, and then, you know, obviously after the coma you're doing all these things to get back into, you know, your regular life. So how was that transition for you, like, after the hospital, as far as going back to your regular life?
Nah, it was very hard, you know what I mean? Even just going back into like society, like even just being able to associate myself with other people, regular conversation, like, it was hard, you know what I mean? Because it's like something like that just happens. It's like, oh my god, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, damn, like what you said, you had nothing to like, or no control over that. Yeah. You know, and then sometimes like when you go through stuff like that, it makes you wonder like, damn, why I went through it, you know? Yeah. So it's like, but at the end of the day, if you have a goal, if you have a mission, you gotta stay to that mission, to that goal, because nobody else is gonna do it for you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, like I have something, like I have a life that I have this in my mind, like an image of how I want to live, but I also feel like I do have to give back to what, like, all the blessings that God has given me in my life. You know what I'm saying? So I can't afford to lose. You know what I mean? I can't afford to just be like, damn, I won't do nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Nah, we can't.
It's very easy for somebody to kind of like live their life and feel like they're invincible, right? And it's like you're in your early 20s, right? So it's like you would have never thought something like this would happen to you, at least now at this age, right?
No, absolutely
so
not.
That just comes to show how like things in life like happen without us waiting for it.
Not true, and it's scary. It's definitely scary. It's a scary thought, You know what I mean? Because you never know when your day is gonna come. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like from that experience, I learned to just if I'm gonna do something, or if I'm gonna put my mind to it, or if I'm gonna devote myself into this, I'm gonna put my 100%. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Because it's like life is short. You know what I mean? And you know, you never really understand that until you go through something that is like, damn, you know what I mean? I could have lost my life, like. But going through that really did bring that to me. You know what I mean?
It woke you up, and it made you just go harder for anything you do in life.
Exactly.
Not just necessarily like what you're passionate for, but just anything you do. Just waking up and being grateful for everything in life, right? Being grateful for the people around you, the people that were there for you, where you weren't conscious, right? And,
that's a fact.
And knowing who your true, like, close friends are and family are. I'm glad you're okay. You know,
we are here. We're here, my brother.
Yes, you're healthy. You know, you're doing your thing.
You know.
And you know, so let's go into kind of. I want to go to the beginning of what even made you want to start this little business you're getting into.
Okay.
So kind of explain what the business is, and just give a little backstory of like what even gave you the idea.
Okay, so I'm actually like a really big foodie, and I've had this idea for a while, you know, but I'm gonna be honest, like cooking is not my thing. Cooking is not my thing, you know what I'm saying? But I'm really big on food, like like spending money on food, going out on food, trying new places. Like I am your person, you heard? Gotcha. For real. And when it comes to weed, like I love to get high, like, you know what I mean? Like,
gotcha.
Yeah, so I'm like, damn, how can I, you know, fuse that together? But also, like, how can I be different? So I started this business 2021. It was really more on the playing around. Like I bought like aluminum plates from the 99-cent store, you know what I mean? And then I had my friend Betsy, shout out to Betsy, you know what I'm saying? And me and her, we were just, she actually was a real chef though. She worked,
oh wow,
yeah, she worked in Del Frisco's downtown.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So she would chef it up in the crib, and she was good at it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, like I had this idea, I haven't like, and I'm the type of person, like, I don't know, like, I like to express my ideas, but also, like, making it, like, with the people that, like, you know, I be with on the everyday basis. Like, we doing something, we might as well do something, you know what I'm saying? So, I met her, and we were vibing, she was cool, and then we was chilling in her crib one day, and we were making food, and I'm like, yo, like, what's up? Like, you know how to make butter and oil and stuff like that? She's like, yeah, it's not that hard, you know. She used to make like desserts and stuff. Yeah. And at that time it's like almost like pandemic time, like towards like the end. So it's like everybody was still selling plates out there, cribs, stuff like that, you know what I mean? And I actually had these people on my Instagram that was mad lit off of like edibles though. You know what I'm saying? And my friends was like, yo, you should just do it. You should just do it. Like, but I didn't want to just do like cereal bars or like candy or like snacks like that. Like, nah, I wanted to do something different. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
You know?
So just for the viewers, if you're not like a smoker or whatever the case is, so edibles, what it is like food mixed with like weed, pretty much, right?
Basically.
So okay. So I myself, I don't really know much about just how that works. So like from my understanding, edibles are normally like snacks most of the time, right? So what gave you the idea of like, forget about the snacks, let's put it inside food, like,
yeah,
you know?
So I'm not gonna lie, like I was thinking like, yo, like me myself, like I said, I spend a lot of money on food, you know what I mean? Like I like real good food, and I know she knows how to cook, you know what I mean? And I feel like as a business, that was something different, you know what I mean? When I think about business, because I always love to do business, you know what I mean? Like, business is my thing. Right now, I just got my life insurance business or whatever right now going on. But when it comes to business, I always like to think, like, what makes that different? What makes you different? Like, what makes you stand out? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like at that time, like they got Pizza Pusher now. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, I feel like it wasn't something like, you know, big or something. I still feel like it's not something like a lot of people are doing, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like I want to be one of the people ahead of the game, you know what I mean? I want to be one of the people that's making it happen, you know, like.
Yeah. So let's take a quick break to talk about our sponsors that we have here. C4 energy drink. We have 3 different flavors up. There's mad different flavors available, right? But these are like one of the main ones that I like as far as flavors. Okay. So I'm gonna put some stuff up on the screen later on or right after this little segue, just talking about C4 and also 47 style hats. We have 2 different hats. See what I did at the Yankees, the Mets, just so y'all can pick your flavors. I'm on this side. I don't know if are you a Mets or Yankees fan?
I say Yankees.
We'll take it. Yeah. So stay tuned for the little quick little snippet I got for you guys as far as the promotion. So shout out to C4 energy drink and shout out to 47 style hats. So let's get back into it. So let's talk about what you have planned for your food business. Like what's next for it and what are your ideas?
Okay, so we did take a pause in the business, but now we're about to do a relaunch, you know what I'm saying? November 22nd.
Okay.
You could check it out on the Instagram with more information, like more of details and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it will be November 22nd. It's basically pre-tickets only.
Okay.
So it would be on the Eventbrite. It'll be on the bio on the Instagram when they go check it out. But yeah, that's what we're doing.
So what can they expect at the event? Like what are you gonna have available?
Okay.
And also let's talk about what the admission looks like. So first, what amenities will you have available at this event, and what is the event gonna what's the purpose of the event? Let's go with that.
So the purpose of the event is basically relaunching the business. Spike News itself, like I said, we did take a pause, so now we're gonna go back into the weekly menus. Delivery is available. All the weekly menu will be going up. It's also the change of like how we're doing things, getting more organized, getting stuff like that together. For the event, we're gonna be doing it the day before Thanksgiving. So we're gonna be doing it more on the Thanksgiving end. So it'll be like beni, rice and beans, mac and cheese, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. But so that's gonna be for the event. The tickets are gonna be starting $50 for regular administration. We're gonna probably give it like a shot or two for the $50 one, and then for the $100 we'll definitely give you 2 shots. And then with that you get an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert included within the $100 ticket.
So just to clarify, so the event is to relaunch your brand.
Yes.
But it's gonna be 2 different type of admissions. The first one is the basic, which is the general admissions.
Right.
It's just gonna be 2 shots while you're there. And then if you pay $100, you get the full access, which will have multiple meals.
Right.
So 3 courses.
So you do the appetizer, the entree, and the dessert. So basically, I also want to make it into like a networking thing too as well.
Yeah.
So if I'll be serving the food, but also after that, we'll be giving the time for everybody that is there to be able to mingle, walk around, be able to speak to each other, stuff like that as well.
All right. So if you guys are in the New York area and you're gonna be around November 22nd. Please make sure pop out. Just let's go over the times as well, because you said it's gonna start.
So it'll be from 7 to 1 in the morning. It'll be 2 different sessions. So it'll be either from 7 to 10 or from 10 to 1.
From 10 to 1.
Yeah. So but within the whole time, you know what I mean. Yeah. Whether the tables are up or not, with the regular administration, you could just come in and buy a plate, or even when you come in while you're networking and you're like, hey, I think I want like a dessert or something, or a take-home plate. You could do that too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So
I definitely like what you're doing. It gives everybody the opportunity not only to like just come and chill, but also have good foods. Actually check out what your business has to offer, right?
Right.
If you're interested in that, space.
Yeah.
And then you can also interact with other people. There's
Right.
gonna be other entrepreneurs and other people that are just there to have fun and communicate. If you're looking to make friends and you're in the area, why not pop out, right? So it's on a Wednesday, November 22nd, and it's gonna be from, you said 7 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Yep.
So yeah, for sure. And you did show me what the location looks like. It's very spacious. It's gonna be in Harlem. So
Yes.
you guys, if you guys want more information on that, just pop into her Instagram. And I'm sure she'll probably have it on both Instagrams promoting what the event is. I'll try to put up a QR code that she has. I'll try my best to put it up on the screen now. So all you gotta do is pull out your phone, pull out your camera, and get that QR code. And make sure you get your tickets in advance before it sells out.
We outside.
Yeah, so I wish you the best. I'll try my best to pop out as well. So
Hope to see
if
you
any
there,
of the
brother.
viewers want to come and meet me in person, this is the opportunity.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I'll see. I'll try my best to bring out the camera and do a little video and stuff like that. I always try to support my people, and you know how it is.
There.
So for sure. I think that event is gonna do good things. It's a good start. It's a great way to relaunch as well.
Yeah, definitely. And so let's see. Everything's been going good. I'm planning on getting a storefront within the next 6 months, a year. So yeah, hopefully, God willing, everything goes good. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Make sure you play some of your music in the background too. I think it's a great opportunity to mix both in one, so like just having your music playing in the background, just let everybody know, I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of friends and family out there, but for those that haven't heard your music, that'll be great exposure as well.
For sure.
Yeah, so good food, good music.
Come check us out.
Got it all.
Yes.
So if you want more information on anything we just finished talking about, just go down in the descriptions. Everything will be there in regards to Christina's page and businesses. So I definitely want to thank you for coming on the podcast.
No, I want to thank you for having me.
Yeah. But before we go, I always ask this to everybody that comes on. Is like, what should we expect next time you come back on the podcast? Like, let's set some goals for yourself.
Okay.
As far as, it doesn't have to be like big goals. It could be something minor, just something that you have on your mind that you truly want to fulfill within, I will say, like the next year or two.
Okay. Well, my music definitely gonna be up. We definitely gonna be somewhere doing this interview somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
We gonna be probably like in Mexico or some shit. You know what I mean? But we lit. Definitely want to do the music. Spike Music is definitely gonna have a storefront. So I hope you guys come and check us out by then. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah. I know we spoke about this off camera, but I think you should really consider getting into making different content.
Yeah.
Well, as far as platforms.
Yes.
Like I do feel like you should at least have a YouTube channel for your music.
Yeah, definitely.
Just to have another, exposure. There's also like other music websites that you can create accounts for. Like, I just feel like you should have an account for everything.
Nah, definitely.
And I know it's a little hard to manage, but I think in the long run, it'll help you tap into like other demographics that you currently aren't seeing just through social media.
That's true.
So I can definitely relate to that, just because I have certain people on my Instagram that may not really follow my YouTube, but through my Instagram they follow my YouTube channel. So and it's vice versa. There's a lot of people that follow me on YouTube that never follow me on Instagram, but ended up coming to my Instagram. So it's kind of like
it works hand in hand.
Exactly. So both platforms are like complementing each other.
That makes sense.
And it doesn't hurt. All you gotta do is like post it, upload it, and let it do its own work.
That's true.
But
I definitely will take that advice for sure.
For sure, yeah. But you're always welcome to come back on the podcast whenever you want to.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Love is love.
Your family, and like at the end of the day, this is what I like to have on the podcast. I like to have other people that are have goals and are on the right path to their goals and trying to succeed in it, and that's what I'm trying to do for myself as well. So
for sure.
So I just feel like for those that are watching that know Christina, thank you for popping up and showing love to my podcast, and for those that are always tuning into my podcast and are seeing Christina for the first time, please go and show support on her Instagram. I can't emphasize it enough. You know, I think this is a great opportunity for her, and I think she's just getting started. She's so young and she has so much to do, you know?
Thank you, bro. You so,
yeah,
bro.
Appreciate it. So thank you for tuning in. It's your boy Kudos, and we'll catch you guys on the next podcast. Peace.
We outside!